So guys, this is my review for Hajime no Ippo episode 60. And this episode was just really good to me. Or should I say for me, excuse me. I just, I really enjoyed this fight between Vogue and Sendo for the championship. Like I said at the end of my review for episode 59, that I'm glad that they stretched this fight out. And I believe that even though, it's not the main character, it's not Ippo, I believe that that's what they should do, even for characters like these, just because, we get to see something a little bit more different. We get to see other characters, their mindsets, their how they carry themselves, what they're thinking, their thoughts, specifically in this fight. That's what was going on, and I just believe that in anime, that this is what you need. You need a little bit of, shake things up, do a little bit, go different route, different course, so that way we can see other character development from other, from the other characters in the anime itself. So to be able to see Vogue and Sendo do their thing in this fight and be able to push themselves past their limits, to be able to just look to try to up each other during this fight was just really tremendously good. And to have Ippo in the stands, him and Miyata sitting there, they're watching. I also want to briefly note that during the fight, Miyata and Ippo, they're sitting up there, they're watching the fight go on. Miyata looked a little bit bored, but again, it's not like I'm like coming down on him for looking that way. It was more so a bit funny for me, that I found it a bit humorous for Miyata to be just sitting in the stands and just like looking like he wasn't really truly invested in the fight. But I know for a fact that he was taking mental notes, just because I honestly believe that down the road he's gonna end up fighting Sendo, because of what occurred in this episode. So yeah, the fight was great. The fight was really great, and it's one of those things, right? In sports, it happens a lot, right? Where we, the viewer, we also know that Ippo was sitting there. He saw the whole thing. The crowd saw the whole thing. I saw the whole thing. We watched this fight from start to finish. Walking into episode 60, continued off where Sendo got knocked down. He saw and noticed that Vogue was hurting from his punches. He realized that. He got up before the 10 count and continued. And this fight went all the way through to the final round, the 10th round. Some tremendously huge moments in this fight where it looked like either one of them could have won. But in the end, with what happened, it's just one of those things, guys, where it's just like, man, like, are you serious right now? Did this occur? Did this happen during this fight? And of course it did. And that was that Vogue, he goes for a punch and he slips. Yeah, it's one of those things. And the referee viewed it as, Vogue being hit. This was just one of those things where you notice from a fan's perspective, you notice that it literally looked specifically like something occurred, that it, like, the referee sit here and counts it as a knockdown because it looked like Sendo hit Vogue, and that wasn't the case. He slipped. Again, it happens in a lot of sports: football, basketball, baseball, whatever the case. Because we, the spectators, we have a sense of the rules. We know, for the most part, the ins and outs of the normalcy of how rules go and things of that sort, and what we expect during these type of moments. And with Vogue, what happened with him, it just sucked, right? It just really sucked that it looked like he was getting ready to win, but he slips, and the referee says that's a knockdown. Like literally, Vogue was ahead, and he was moments away, roughly 20 seconds away, maybe 15, maybe 10, away from winning this fight, from winning the championship, and not having to leave to go back to Russia. But Sendo gets the W. And of course, Sendo, great on his part. He didn't agree with the win. You know, I enjoyed that part too. Big respect to Sendo, right? That he did not like the fact of how it went down for Vogue here in this episode, in this fight. And you know, literally there were moments, there were plenty of moments, there were like crucial moments, both of the fighters having each other against the ropes in the corners, and you know, Vogue getting the knockdown earlier in the fight, Vogue getting a chance to really put it to him, but again, you know, Sendo coming back with his own punches, but you know, Vogue was leading per the judges, per Miyata, you know, Vogue was leading, but it was just that moment that literally shifted the entire fight. And it just sucks because you're just sitting back like, if only, you know, I'm a big NBA fan, and you know, they started to implement the replay rule. Something happens, you can challenge, you can do a challenge, and you can have the referee watch the replay to get close-ups and see what's going on. But again, per the technology in this era of this anime, that's not you know, that's not available. So there's no, you know, Miyata, Vogue's corner can't, you know, his coach and stuff, they can't challenge the replay. So it just goes in a totally different route, and it just sucks. And it is just like, man, like such a great fight. Again, Vogue looked like he was getting ready to get the W, and it just didn't happen that way. And he loses, and he has to go back home. And it makes Ippo mad and sad, and he basically chases down Vogue at the train station to be able to have that conversation with him. And you know, Vogue is of course happy that he came by to just say goodbye. You know, just a touching moment there. You know, that's just one of the things that I love about Ippo. He's such a caring kid. You know, he just wants to be able to make sure that, you know, he makes sure that Vogue knew that, you know, that he's upset, and he wishes that he could have helped to not have Vogue end up leaving. So, you know, it's just one of those crazy things, guys, in anime. Again, happens in reality and sports. It's just one of those things where you just wish it just continued to go in the way that it did, and not have that occur during the fight. It just sucks, you know. It just really sucks that Vogue lost the way that he did. But, you know, now that Sendo's the champ, Ippo has his chance to fight him in a championship fight. And or like I was saying earlier, that Miyata, because he was taking mental notes, Miyata could be fighting Sendo next for the title, and Miyata might win, and then we will probably more than likely have a championship fight that we were looking to have between Ippo and Miyata earlier on in the anime. That didn't happen. That didn't occur. So, yeah, I'm down for either of the fight happening between Ippo and Sendo, or Ippo and Miyata for the title. I'm down for that. You know, again, I wish he had beaten Date, but that didn't occur. But what a fight, what an episode, guys. I enjoyed episode 60. What did you all think of episode 60 when you first watched it? Leave some comments in the comment section below. What did you all think of what happened when Vogue went down? He slipped and fell. What was your reaction? Let's talk about some things in the comment section, guys. It just sucks the way that it went down for Vogue and for Sendo, because again, you know, it just, yeah, that's just one of those things that you just wish never occurred, but it did. But But that, guys, I'm about to be out, and I will talk to you all hopefully with more Hajime no Ippo to come. Peace, guys.